What if I told you that LeBron James and Bronny were fooling everybody? LeBron James Jr., also known as Bronny James, is currently a freshman in high school. But not only is he a freshman, he's one of the most interesting prospects in all of high school sports. And I guess you could figure out why.
How about the LeBron James story?
But to be honest, it goes far beyond that. Bronny has started to make a name for himself, and his dad LeBron, let's just say that's his #1 fan. In a short amount of time, Bronny has taken insane leaps, and he only seems to be growing as a player. We're talking about somebody that wasn't dunking not long ago to, well, now? I'll just assume that you get the picture. Big time player, big time potential, but also big time hype. And I guess you can say all of those things, well, they run in the family. LeBron James had some of the biggest hype that I had ever seen.
Been dubbed the chosen one.
LeBron James is the best high school basketball player I have ever seen.
It was ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, LeBron James has filled out the hype and everything. He's been everything you can ever imagine from a player coming out of high school. But that's also the thing. This was a player coming out of high school. The weight of the world was placed on LeBron James' shoulders. The bar was set so high for LeBron James that realistically, nobody should have been able to attain it. But LeBron James, he was different. The king had other plans. He wanted to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he wouldn't stop until he was. NBADraft.net compared LeBron James to Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is undoubtedly one of the best basketball players of all time. A true 6'9" point guard that could play anywhere on the floor. Sounds familiar, right? NBADraft.net, when you look at LeBron's weaknesses, it even says, all the hype at such a young age is inconceivable. Can he stay focused and continue to work hard to improve his game? No one has ever had to overcome this kind of hype as a high school player. I think that might be the only scouting report in NBADraft.net history where I've read that hype is an actual weakness. That's how insane the hype had gotten. LeBron Mania was unlike anything we had ever seen before. While Bronny has a lot of hype to live up to, I don't think that it's anywhere near the hype that LeBron James had to deal with. But I mean, is that fair for me to say? Bronny's only a freshman and he has a lot of time to grow. And after all, his dad is one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the entire sport. I know a lot of people, when they think of Bronny, they think of Michael Jordan and his kids. Michael Jordan being one of the greatest basketball players ever, and also having his kids play the game of basketball. But I don't think the situations are that similar at all. When you look at Jordan's kids, I don't think that either of them were close to being as good as Bronny is right now. When you look at Jeff Jordan, I feel like he had a pretty solid career. Although he wasn't a big-time player for his school, making it at the D1 level is something to be proud of. Making it at any college level is something to be proud of. And when we switch over to Marcus, I just think this is somebody that had other plans. When you look at their senior season, they didn't even play. And in their first 3 seasons, they had pretty solid stats. Marcus came in averaging 8 points a game at UCF. He followed that up with 15.2 and finished his career with 13.7. In my opinion, that's a good basketball career for anybody. But when you're the son of Michael Jordan, your expectation levels are a little higher, and that can honestly get tiring. But Bronny's different, just like his dad was. Bronny seems like somebody that's built for this, somebody that's ready to rise to the occasion, somebody that embraces the stardom. If you don't believe me, you should have saw when Bronny first got an IG. This is not somebody that's going to be shy or back down from any occasion. But I mean, to have a scholarship already, you kind of have to be a go-getter. A lot of people don't know this, but Bronny already has a scholarship offer to the University of Kentucky. You want to know when he got it? He got it at the age of 2 years old. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think Bronny got this right when he was born. When we talk about recruiting starting too early, I think this might be it. But that's not actually the case. Coach Calipari actually went on ESPN and cleared this whole thing up. I actually found this out because I went on Google and I was trying to find offers for LeBron James Jr. because surely LeBron James Jr. already has offers to whatever college he wants to go to. I do think that recruiting too early could be a thing in the wrong situation. I remember reading a scouting report on one of my friends, De'Aaron Fox, in the 8th grade. This scouting report on a Houston basketball recruiting site said that De'Aaron Fox would be an undrafted journeyman for his entire career. This was an 8th grader. I mean, we're not even sure if he likes basketball at this point. Maybe he's just an insane talent that has a passion for something else. But I mean, if you watched his high school highlights, you know he was a monster. 50 points as a freshman, light work. But to touch back to Bronny, Bron said himself, because of the expectations that are naturally placed on his son, that he regrets naming him LeBron James Jr. LeBron says, when I was younger, I didn't have a dad, so my whole thing was like, whenever I have a kid, not only is he going to be a junior, I'm gonna do everything that this man didn't do. They're going to experience things that I didn't experience. The only thing I can do is give them the blueprint, and it's up to them to take their own course. I have to be honest, I think LeBron is playing everything incredibly right so far. But what if I told you there was a much bigger plan in place for Bron? Not only Bron though, but also Bronny. You see, LeBron James has always gotten his guy. You go back to the Miami Heat days, who did LeBron James team up with? He teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. People sleep on the Raptor, but Bosh was a problem. He was a franchise player, a dominant big capable of taking over. And if he was still playing today, you'd still be talking about him. And then you have Wade, one of the best shooting guards of all time. Teamed up with a prime Bron, this team was unstoppable until they met the Mavericks. But after that, they were unstoppable. I'm talking highlight after highlight. The Miami vibes were real. So we write that down. Bron leaves Cleveland. What does he leave behind in Cleveland? He leaves behind a team that becomes historically bad. The Cavaliers flat out sucked, but during the whole process, they get Kyrie Irving. LeBron later returns. Kyrie Irving is an absolute beast. Le GM starts to take place. The Cavs, or my bad, LeBron ends up trading Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love. LeBron gets his guy again, of course, and LeBron gets his ring. Oh yeah, and LeBron gets everybody bags. Everybody's happy, but J.R. Smith does that thing in the finals.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith go to overtime. You get the feeling J.R. Smith thought they had the lead.
Robs us of a historic performance. LeBron leaves and he's Cali bound. Oh yeah, somewhere along the lines, Anthony Davis signs with Rich Paul. Little did the Pelicans know, Kendrick Perkins was a LeBron plant all along. I told you guys, LeBron always gets his guy, right? I'm a Pelicans fan, man. Kendrick Perkins didn't even give us good years. I just Googled his stats, he didn't even give us good games. He gave us one game, he had 10 points, he was 5 of 5. Tough. Anyways, a season passes and the Lakers end up trading everybody and everything for Anthony Davis. Bron gets his guy. But here's where things start to take a turn. About a year ago, Bron announced that he wanted to share the floor with his son in the NBA. He said that would be an unbelievable moment for myself, my family, and for everybody. Bron had hinted at this before, but I think as Bronny gets older and better, he starts to view it as a much more realistic reality. Bronny's a beast. At this point, I think it's safe to say he's going to be playing in the NBA. But this is where things get fun. If you look at the 2024 NBA mock drafts, there's actually one up. In this mock draft for 2024, this one mock draft on the entire internet, Bronny James is going number 1 overall. Pelicans have the Lakers pick in 2024. I think LeBron wants to play with Bronny James. I'm talking about not just share the floor. I think he wants to play together. And knowing LeBron, I think he would do anything to make sure that happens. Of course, it's just speculation, but imagine how great that would be for the NBA. And how cool it would be for their family in general. Something like this has never happened in the history of the NBA. We've seen brothers share the court at once, up to 3 at a time, but playing with or against each other, we've never seen father and son. Let's say the 2019-2020 season, the Los Angeles Lakers win the NBA title. The Lakers' chemistry is already so high, AD and Bron are already best friends, Anthony Davis signs in Los Angeles. The Lakers are good for a few years, but don't win any more titles. In 2022, James Harden wants a ring. Harden joins the Lakers and takes over a more ball-dominant role. Harden is left behind his ISO ways, but is still incredibly efficient. This gives LeBron the much-needed rest he needs to extend his career. The 2024 NBA draft comes around. The Bulls won the 2024 NBA draft lottery, similar to how they won the year they got Derrick Rose. They're a team ready to win right now. At this point, their young core has developed and progressed. Late GM comes out of nowhere, trades Anthony Davis for the first overall pick. And with the first overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select LeBron James Jr. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's my last video. It's incredibly awesome. You won't want to miss it. Let me know if you want more like this one. Be sure to subscribe, turn noties on. I'm D-Coop, and I'm out.